excited to talk about love and marriage. This was an explosive episode, and we do not want this to be a 10-hour live, so we're gonna go straight into it. Let's go ahead and talk about all the things love marriage. But before we do so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us not only grow our channel, but it also helps us populate on other people's YouTube channels and YouTube feeds that may or may, like our content. So make sure you do that. And on that note, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first we have to talk about Marceau with his beautiful daughter getting a pedicure together. I love scenes like this in reality TV, and we honestly need more.
We do. We need more of that. Guys, there's nothing more beautiful than a daughter and father moment. I know sometimes that we take guys for granted and we beat them up, but I really want to give kudos to Marceau for that, because his daughter had a really great date with her dad. You could tell their chemistry is really genuine. She loves her daddy.
Yeah, and I feel
he's
like
a great dad.
Yeah, and I feel like when she gets older, they're gonna be friends. Like, it seems like they're gonna be cool. He's gonna be
she's probably the one that's more like him.
Yeah, she definitely has a lot of his.
She has a lot, because I love their exchange.
Yeah.
I love the fact she wasn't getting smart mouthed, but she was handling him, and so I like that. And then he kittied down for her to allow her to have that space.
Yeah.
So just a great day, guys. Please take example and do more of that. It was just a nail shop and a little lunch. It wasn't Taj Mahal. It wasn't a trip. It wasn't a shopping spree. They went and got their nails done and had a little lunch and had time to just kick it.
Yeah. Now let's talk about some of the dialogue. Okay, so I love the fact that they were talking about mommy being like a superwoman and her being the foundation of their home and their family. And I also love that Marceau basically kind of agreed with the daughter.
Listen, he gave her flowers.
He did.
And I love that. I love to see he didn't hesitate. He didn't say, well, he didn't, it was just nothing.
No jealousy.
None of that. It was hands down, correct answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave her that. Hands down, correct answer.
Yeah.
Because your mom is the foundation. Your mom, educated, smart, sacrificed career over being home with her kids. She put in time with her children.
Yeah.
And we saw that in the beginning of this series even starting. So kudos for him giving her flowers. I really loved and appreciated that.
Yeah, I thought that was so sweet. And I really think that obviously a lot of our moms, I mean, they hold it down.
And they don't get their flowers.
Yeah. So I love that they got their flowers.
Yeah, to all the moms that's holding it down, listen, I've been there, done that. You holding the job down, you holding the kids down, the dog, the cat, everybody down. And then your friends call too. So kudos to you.
Yes.
Ladies, keep it up.
Shout out to all the moms, all the super moms out there holding it down.
Because there's a lot of them.
It is a lot, yeah. So also mom guilt, is a real thing. Mom guilt is a real thing.
No, so serious.
I mean, dad guilt is a real thing too. I do think that women just maybe vocalize it more on these reality shows where we get to see an insight of these people with their very busy schedules, very busy lives, and they are, ultimately sacrificing time away from their growing children and their families. It's like, mom guilt is so real.
It's very real. Let me tell you, one of the reasons why I stayed at the company I stayed at for so long is because I was a very involved mom. I did everything, anything you wanted to do, I was like, do it. Any shows, recitals, practice, game, whatever, I was there. So one of the reasons why I took less pay, took a lot of shit, is because I did have the flexibility.
Can you curse on here?
I don't know if you can, but I'm just going to keep it cute.
Okay, well.
But one of the reasons I'm still in that job, because it was very, very well known.
And supportive for you raising your child.
I will deal with anything else. You guys don't pay me, promotions, forget about it. But when I said, I'm going to my daughter's this, I'm not coming because my daughter's that, they knew. We're not discussing it, case closed. So for that, I was allowed to not have so much mom shame. But it is the worst to sit on your job and know that you're missing a recital or you're missing important moment. Your child's getting an award, and you feel some type of way because you can't go to these people and say, "Damn it, today I need to go see my child."
Yeah, I think that, obviously being a housewife, a house mom for so many years, I think that now Letitia is probably looking at it like, I don't regret where I am and I don't regret what I've done and what I've been able to accomplish. But I'm sure she does miss the days of being at home with her children, all day, and just being there.
Especially teenagers, because little people, that's one phase, and then the middle, but high schoolers, it's a different phase. And we're just gonna be real quick on this, but I can remember you coming home from school, and I'm looking for the phone call so that I can ask you how was your day, because I couldn't be there when you were there after school. But I looked forward to still, what did you do today?
Yeah.
How did your day go?
School, yeah.
That's part of mom's being home.
Yeah.
You're there, you see your child come in the door, maybe you have a snack prepared, you're able to do homework, you're able to facilitate their emotions and their feelings and deal with how their day went.
Yeah.
So, again, it's hard when you cannot do both. But I will say this, kudos to her and for Marcel, for allowing the time and the slot that she did take.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
she was home with those kids a very long time.
Those
kids were almost teenagers before she went out the house.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So she did the foundation, and that's why I again applaud Marcel for giving her those flowers, because she did lay the foundation. You can tell those kids are very well rounded, respectable children. Carlos just mentioned these kids have 4.0s.
Yeah, we just watched Carlos.
Well, that's going to be very, very hard
to do when you're a career
not in the
woman.
house.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah,
your family definitely takes.
I mean, life is all about sacrifice, right?
It is.
I forget what the quote is, but it's like you can have it all, you just can't have it all
at
the
one
same
time. I agree.
And so it's like, there was a time for me to be home. There was a time for me to now be a career woman. There's a time to pour into my marriage. And you try to balance all of these things all the time, but
they don't always evenly do that way. And let me mention another point that's good about this too. She gets to show her girls
such a huge,
an amazing person.
Oh yeah,
that's
huge.
Part of what I was able to share with you growing up, like I won't take that back. I'm proud of that part, even though I may have missed other things from not being at home with you. I think that's important too.
Oh, for sure.
Tish is educated.
Yeah.
And she's smart.
Yeah.
And she is the other half of Marcel's business. So I love the fact that her girls, not just her girls, her son too, they get to see how their parents really balance love and marriage. Life. They're parents, they're entrepreneurs. They handle it. And it looks more and more every season, they handle it together.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying that part too. Because in the beginning, when the show first came on, I looked at Marcel and said, "You're from the 60s, huh?"
And I think too, just speaking more on even, Tish's role as far as, trying to divide herself between being a wife and a mom, and then of course wanting to have a career as the kids got a little bit older. I think it's very interesting. For one, let me just say this. I love the fact that their story, the narrative that has been over the years, is told as a Black family's perspective, right?
Definitely.
Because we need more examples. We know that they exist, but we do need more examples just in media to show the world, like, hey, there are Black husbands that don't want their Black wife to strain and struggle as they're trying to raise their family and their children. And Marcel allowed her the time,
to
the
be
space,
at home with those kids,
to not only do one role as just being a home, housewife and a house mom, but also being the career woman and being able to say, hey, I'm still going to hold the bills down. Just because you're working doesn't mean that you automatically have to pay this or you have to contribute towards that. I think that that's a beautiful narrative that we've seen over the past 10 years that they have been on television.
And we definitely need more of that.
And we need more of it. We know it exists as Black people.
Right.
But I do think that there are some other, stories that can get inspired by, we see that they're doing it on this network. Maybe we should try that type of show on Our
on this
network. You know, we need more of it. We really
well,
do.
our culture, unfortunately, is starving for these stories.
Yeah, we need it.
We need it. Our culture needs to see that a man can be a real provider. It has nothing to do with browbeating her. I pay the bills. You're my subordinate. You know, he respects her in the house. And I love that narrative that he always showed is, you know, he never took her position for granted.
Right.
You never saw him put her down because she was a housewife. He respected what she did for his home.
Yeah, and truth be told, in the beginning seasons, you know, we felt like as the viewers, he did do those things.
Right.
But I think that as time has gone on, people evolve, people grow.
And we've seen a
one
difference.
of the advantage that they have as reality stars, you know, we don't have because we're not on television, is they get to watch themselves back. We don't have that perspective. And so that's not a teacher, an educator, you know, a direct educator to see, wow, I need to really work on this, or I need to change that, or I didn't like how I looked in that scene.
I didn't even mean that. Like, oh my God, look how that came off.
I didn't know it came off that way.
You know.
Yeah.
No, that is a good point. They get to go back and really do a redo of, you know what? Wait a minute, hold on. Is that how I'm portraying myself?
Because I don't like that.
Because I don't like that narrative.
Yeah.
Or, dang, did I really talk to you like that? Because I really don't talk to you like that.
Exactly.
So, no, kudos for that too, though. The show, hands down, is very entertaining. I think it's very genuine and one of the shows that are close to everyday living.
I know.
You know, I like that part of the show.
Genuine.
It is very realistic. The situations are realistic. The moments are realistic. And you and I can relate. It's going on in our households every day. The same as we're seeing them navigate through their lives on TV. So I love that part. Speaking of, I cannot wait to talk about the Ken and Trish.
Okay, she said Ken and Trish. I know she was like whispering back here.
Yeah. Ken and Trish. I can't wait to get into that.
Yes. Okay.
But,
face me though, because face towards me. Okay. So what part do you want to talk about first? I'm like trying to get her to like have my conversation here. She's like talking to y'all over there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're gonna have a sidebar after this.
Okay.
It's so many avenues to what happened.
There's so many layers.
So many layers.
Oh my God.
So I tell you what.
First of all, we don't know if they're together or not. Let's start there.
We just watched Carlos and we still don't know.
And we're more confused.
And I'm more confused than I was before.
We're right.
Oh, Jesus.
So we don't know if they're together. They're apparently, based off of this episode, which we know was shot maybe a year or so ago, they're taking a break. It seems like it's a mutual agreement that they both kind of need to slow down a little bit as far as their relationship and do some work individually, which I applaud them for. And it also seems like Trisha is going to let us in on some of her therapy life coaching sessions, which I'm really excited about.
I'm so excited for that. I've been saying it since day one, since I saw them debut. This young lady screams, help me, please.
Yeah.
Save me from myself. Forget about the relationship. That's one avenue. This is a woman with kids.
Yeah.
So that was my main concern, is that she taps into somebody that she can have a comfortable space. You know, that's the key word, comfortable space. I think a lot of times people think that you should just be able to talk.
It's not
that simple. It's not that easy. This includes with your own family members, with your own spouses, your boyfriends, your girlfriends. You would think that those are safe spaces.
And they're not.
And a lot of times they are not safe spaces. You're better heard, unfortunately, outside of that realm. But I am so proud of her.
So proud.
For taking that step. I'm excited for her.
Me too.
Because she exhibits to me someone that has been hurting for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, when you have kids, you have to muscle through things.
And keep it together.
It's not unfair, but it's just true.
It is,
I can speak from firsthand experience. Whatever it is that's going on in my life, it doesn't matter. I still have to show up. You know, when you have kids, you still have to show up. Yeah. So kudos for her for being able to hold it down this long. But I'm happy for her to have finally met someone and have a safe space to begin to take care of her.
She needs a healing.
She needs to heal. She needs to take care of herself. She needs to unbaggage a couple of suitcases.
Yeah.
You know, she has one where she's had so many horrible deaths in her family.
Yeah, a lot of grief.
A lot of grief. It just sounds like she has not been able to have a safe space, you know, for that. Yeah. This breakup of a marriage. Those people were together a very, very long time, no matter how toxic they may seem or unhealthy. And we all probably agree that, you know, move on.
Right.
But it's still a loss.
It's still a loss.
You know,
it's still a loss.
Divorces can feel like funerals.
Absolutely.
It's a death and it's a loss.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for her to finally have someone somewhere where she's able to begin that work. I think she's a beautiful person. I like her.
Yeah.
She deserves.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, that's one of my famous sayings. All my girlfriends gonna let you know, my sister too. One of my quotes: "I deserve."
No, absolutely. You deserve. And I think even what you were just, you know, really talking about now is like being a parent, especially full time. You always have to have it together, and you always have to keep it together, and you have to hold it down, and you can't. You know, there's no breaking point or just, you know, vacation away from being a parent. But I think on the other side of that same coin, it's like we really need to show, which it seems like they're about to let us in, we need to show and discuss more of when you are taking care of yourself, that is how you know that you are being the best parent that you can be in the midst of the fire, whether you're having a good day or a bad day. Is because I'm actually taking time away from the world, my kids, my family, my job, whatever else that is high priority, important things, absolutely, but nothing's more important than my health. Because if I'm not full, I can't be there fully for my children or for anything else. So I think that this is a great, you know, seems like a great layer that they're about to let us into Trisha's life. As far as, of course, she's coming in there, you know, probably thinking and probably saying to the therapist, you know, I haven't had time to do this because I've been trying to fight for my life, all this. And he's going to now turn the mirror on the other side and say, the reason that you do need to make time for this is because look at what, you know, the pattern will be without this. Look at how your wellness will be without this. Look at how your mental will affect your household and, you know, essentially your children. You have to make time.
No, that's very, very true. And I love the therapist that they use.
Yeah, I love him too.
Marriage in Huntsville. Yeah.
He was a therapist from Martell all the seasons ago.
And I love the way
he had good perspectives.
I love his approach.
Yeah, his approach is nice.
His approach is very, very good bedside mannered. Yeah. He's gentle. Yeah. But he's forceful and he's hard and he's truthful. Mm-hmm. And I love that. You know, me being in that field as well, you have to meet people where they are, especially when you get started, because you don't want to run them off. Mm-hmm. But then there is a point where you have to be the therapist. Mm-hmm. And I love that about him. Yeah. He's a therapist. Yeah. He lets you walk in and he lets you introduce yourself and he lets you sit down and he lets you relax, take that deep breath, and then let's go to work.
Yeah. And Carlos just revealed she cried in the first 5 minutes. So that lets you know too.
It's a comfortable place.
She wants to be there. She wants this opportunity, and she now has this space to actually fully let her guard down. And she probably hasn't felt that in a very long time.
In some years. I promise you it's been some years. Yeah. Because listening to her describe, you know, life even before the divorce and all that stuff was going on. Mm-hmm. She's had a lot of heartache. She's had a lot of headache. And not had the space to deal with any of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, she just revealed just now, which I didn't realize, is her parents died 7 months apart.
That's huge.
That's at one time. That's
literally. She said after, you know, it happened, she
didn't have tears for her mom because she was wore out from her dad. 7 months is like
devastating.
The same time.
That's devastating.
And I could not imagine losing both my parents within a 7 month span.
No.
You definitely had no grieving time. No. To even deal with one death before here's another death. No. And then life was life too for her. Yeah. So, you know, this woman just has not gotten a break.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see her getting that break
She's
now.
getting a
She
break
deserves
now.
it. You know, keep going.
Keep going,
Keep going.
Trisha. Yeah, we love you
Keep
on the
going.
show.
We love you on
Keep
the show,
going.
and you deserve.
You
if
do
nobody
deserve.
else has ever told you this,
Absolutely.
you
and anybody out
deserve.
there that is similar to Trisha's story, they
You
deserve.
deserve.
Yeah,
you deserve.
You deserve it. So
You really
I
do.
love this storyline. Now, Ken, he deserves it too. So I'm interested to see what is he gonna do if they are indeed, you know, separated and taking a break or whatever they're calling it. What is the work that Ken is going to do and what he needs to figure out, you know, on his individual journey aside
Right.
from Trisha
to be
just the best version for himself, not for anyone else.
Well,
'Cause I
whether
think
it's
that,
him and her or him by himself.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes, no,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times too, you may go into a situation thinking I'm doing this for my partner or I'm doing this to get my partner back.
Yep.
But once you actually get into the ingredients of it, you realize, oh, well, bump my partner.
I'm getting something.
I needed this for myself.
And I love when that happens.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what I predict.
Mm-hmm.
I predict that if Trish stays with, the therapist that she's seeing, they will get therapy together. That therapist is this is why he's so good. He's there for what you show up for. He's going to accept what you came into his office for. But he takes care of families. He takes care of families. In his therapy, if you're linked to someone, he's going to make sure that the therapy that he's giving can filter over. So I predict.
I love that.
Ken, whether we see it or not, I don't know.
We'll start joining in on the sessions.
When it's, because it'll be a point in time. Right now it is about her, and right now she needs that safe space by herself.
Yeah.
But I do think that if it is a continuation of the relationship, if it's a continuation of the therapy with this particular therapist, they're going to get some couple help.
I hope so. I think that would be
They're gonna get some
amazing.
couple
I definitely think, I'm an advocate for all therapy. But I definitely think in a situation like this, they need individual and couple.
They need both.
They need both.
They need both.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
It's never anything wrong with that.
No.
And we got to clean up the narrative too.
Yes.
That just because one person in the relationship seeks therapy because they are going through something, whether it's traumatic loss, issues that they need someone to help them filter through and get answers. I don't believe in, if that person's in a relationship, that the couple doesn't need therapy.
I agree.
And I'm going to tell you why, just quickly. If I'm in a relationship, how I am affects you. So if I've been going through something traumatic or toxic or whatever, the relationship becomes strained.
Yeah.
So in those situations, even though the individual goes to the counselor or the therapist for counseling, yes, give them their time, give them their enough time to deal with what the issues that they're there for, to do individual healing or individual cleansing or whatever it is that they're there for. But if it's in a couple situation, I think that the other party should definitely join in.
Yeah.
So that you get some clarity.
And a perspective.
And a perspective of what you're dealing with. Like I just said, most of the times, if it's a situation like that, the other party has had to deal with some turmoil that isn't necessarily theirs, but it comes from within the relationship, or you being in a relationship with someone that's going through tragedy or, whatever they're going through. So I see Ken getting therapy along with her.
Yeah.
And then, because I like them as a couple, they're just not ready to be that right now.
I think
that's okay.
Well, I think that to be quite frankly, if you're still married on paper, you're not ready. I don't care if it's been 3 years or how long they've been.
Yeah, no.
Once they got the paper signed, whenever that was, earlier this season, that is the starting point that they should have been let's be a couple, let's start dating and then move in together, or whatever the steps are. I think they just did it backwards.
They jumped the gun.
And that's why the foundation is so sticky, because it's not solid.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm again from experience. When you get into relationships and you have not taken care of the business, you gotta take care of the business. I know he fine. I know she look good. I know y'all can't wait to get at it.
But unless
you gotta take care of the business.
Yeah, because you gotta get a whole person to meet another whole person for
and
them
if
to
you're half
be together.
over here and you're half over there.
Yeah.
Or if I got you 75%, but that's 25% that you still gotta go over there. We're not ready to coexist under the same roof.
And see,
we can see each other. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But not live together.
Well, I think
and
that
they rushed that.
They just rushed it.
And there's kids involved. This man just said, but I love our kids. I don't know how that's gonna pan out.
And that's what happens.
That's what happens.
You fall in love with your family.
You know, it's the whole family. Because our kids, and I'm sure vice versa, our kids adore this man.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
So you really gotta, before you
jump the gun,
get yourself out there, talking about I'm available.
Yeah, make sure
you're available.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm speaking beyond a piece of paper. Emotionally, are you available? Have you healed? Have you had 5 minutes to yourself?
And
those things matter.
A lot of people.
Oh, they jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and it's like I've had to ask so many people. So let me ask you: have you ever spent any time alone? And most of the time, sadly to say, the answer is no.
I know a lot of people are like that, though.
People, we gotta learn, but you know what? We gotta learn to love ourselves a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of loving yourself, Martell has a fiance? Cause did we skip the episode, or did we miss an Instagram post announcing, or did they do something quietly with just the friends and family at maybe their house, and we just don't know? I haven't seen a photo, but I'm not owed a photo either. I'm not saying that because there's no photo, it doesn't exist. I just want to know, does Martell's mom know? Like, did
everybody find out when we found out?
Does the family know this?
Because I think Martell found out that day too, though.
Or did we all find out on this episode?
Martell found out that day when he said it out his mouth.
And then we just watched Carlos, and they were like, oh, fiance is thrown around.
No.
I don't remember that.
Okay,
who said that? I gotta say it in Portia's voice. Who said that?
And now I gotta be auntie just for a minute. This for my ladies. And this for any age, because I hear y'all and I see y'all. But I gotta gather you. Babies. You can only be a fiance if there's a proposal, an acceptance, backed up with a ring.
Ooh, you asking for a lot. You asking for
No, I'm asking for what's real. Y'all out here in these streets playing with that word. That's why Claudio just said, they just throw that, Carlos or whoever just said, they just throw that word around.
Where? No, they do not. I haven't witnessed that.
Listen, and I've been a fiance and a wife. Now, we don't throw that word around. You can only be a fiance if there is a proposal and acceptance followed up with a ring.
And now I have to question all these people that come out, these celebrities, that say, oh, I've been engaged 7 times. Have you?
Have you? No, not
have
really.
you? Was there a ring involved?
No.
Did he get on one knee?
Mm-mm.
Did he ask your daddy?
No.
Okay, I don't know if that's a proposal. I don't think y'all were engaged. I think y'all were just together for a minute.
We're talking about marriage.
Talking about marriage, getting engaged, that's not the same.
We live together, so that's my fiance.
Now, living together, that's not the same either. Unless if you are 10 years in California under common law, I don't know any, I'm not sure.
Girl, we live on the same roof. That's my fiance. My last name, his name, because we live together. Y'all out there playing with the narrative.
That's crazy to me.
That's crazy as hell to me. Because let me tell you what.
That's
fiance
scary.
Ladies, I don't know if we've gotten away from this, but it sounds like we have. It's an honor.
Is it?
It's supposed to be honorable.
I don't know what it is nowadays.
It's supposed to be honorable. Well, y'all know some ish.
Ooh.
Fiance Why do you think it's not? Why do you think girlfriend is one term and label and fiance is another term and label? They are not the same.
And it's not just the young people.
Not
it's
the
older people too. I'm like, hold on, we're in a crisis, y'all.
Girl, everybody want to be married. Everybody want to
don't want to be married.
Okay, well let me tell you something. I don't. Marriage is sacred. So if you're not, you shouldn't be running around here playing like you are.
Right.
Yeah. Fiance is a term of endearment. It is serious business. It means that it's a level above girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it's not a word to just be thrown out there. I know we're throwing it out there just like we throw that word love out there. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But that's not a word to throw out there. And I definitely wanted to address that after Carlos said, oh, they just throw that out there. So what now?
Who just throw that out there, Carlos? Because I need to know. I was flabbergasted. I was not expecting that.
Fiance, no. And let me say this, just for my personal opinion. We all found out at the same time that he had a fiance, and guess who else found out he had a fiance?
His fiance.
He did. No, he did too. Because let me tell you what that was.
She did too. She watched it at home like,
no,
well, where's my ring?
Where's my ring? And you ain't never asked me, so okay. But let me tell you what that was. Just gonna tell you what that was. Marcel was getting the best of that ass.
And I had to one him up. I had to one up him.
And I'm gonna agree with what Dustin just said.
We love you, Dustin.
Dustin, you my G.
Yeah.
Dustin said, nigga, everybody else is married up, booed up, and happy. You sitting on the sidelines looking at what you had.
Because you had it.
Because you had it. Quite frankly, your family was the standard.
You were the leader.
You were the leader. And you blew it. So now that you're sitting around, everybody else's marriages have strengthened, elevated, because we've watched these same couples be on this show. And you're the solo man. Marcel was getting that ass and you ain't like it.
And you just
I got a fiance.
No, you don't. You just that's what kids do.
Well, he's very immature.
You got the new J's. I do too, knowing that you don't have them.
No, you don't.
But you just had to get your ego in there so you don't feel insecure in the moment. So you just gonna say a blow-face lie.
This whole, and I'm Dustin, boy, you my G. Dustin said, what is this new badge we're wearing? You're gonna move the kids in. I'm paying for nursing school for her. But no, I'm not gonna live here. We're not gonna do that till we get married.
I don't understand.
Listen, Ariel, no shade to you, baby. Don't take it personally, but I oughta call a spade a spade. Are you talking about you ain't gonna move in with the side chick that had a baby by you while you was married? Please make that make sense to me. And you can clean up on aisle 10. I'm here for it. Clean it up.
You called her a peasant on national television.
3 weeks ago. Now she's the fiance who you're gonna honor by not living with her in the house that you're providing.
2-3 seasons ago,
I'm so confused.
You called her a peasant on national television, and
with a straight face, and she had your kid then.
You know, there's levels to disrespect.
Maybe.
And Martell just continues to just.
Woo, baby, he takes
just keep going. Because at what limit where are your limits?
Martell don't have none.
And that would be your problem. That's the first problem right there.
Martell, like, let's go for the juggler, the gutter.
And that's your first problem right there.
But that's all that was, y'all. Now, did he go home and say, well, let me
clean this
up and ask the girl to marry you? Maybe you did, I don't know.
After you shot the episode?
But Martell, you found out you was engaged yourself that same day when you said them words out your mouth.
If
you was not engaged.
I am at home watching the show and I go back to the date that we got engaged and I see that you shot that scene prior to that date, so that put pressure on you to hurry up and engage me before this episode came out. That's going to lead to a conversation. Because what do you mean?
Because now it's a safe face. Like you do, Martell. You good for saving face.
Now, speaking of, because you was about to say Marcel, let's just dip right into, this is going to be our last topic. Martell and Marcel. I just, the thing is,
Lord.
I do feel like people look at friendships that have been going on for a long time as if, oh, well, they can get back together and be friends. They've been friends for so long. They've gone through all this. They've gone through ups and downs. They've gone through marriage, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but no. Here's why. I feel like if you began a friendship, let's just say in your 30s, and you have a falling out maybe in your 40s or 50s, I think that y'all can reconcile and y'all can get back on the same track. But I think that when you are younger and you have these friendships that turn into 10, 20, 30-year friendships, you knew me when I was still growing. My frontal lobe was not even developed fully. And so just because we were friends all in our 20s, or when we were, teenagers, or even in the, mid to early 30s, you're still fairly young, trying to find yourself, building your life. Yeah, and so you're still kind of developing. Oh, this is not a perfect friend, and I make mistakes with this friend, or this friend makes me get in situations that I don't really want to get into. But it's okay. We're all learning, growing. I'm distracted by building my career, or going to college, or trying to propose, or trying to have my first child, or whatever. You're going through life. Right. But once you get settled in life, mid-30s, early 40s, I just don't think that the same friendship that y'all had when y'all were kicking it, being immature, cats on the block, it's never going to develop that way again, and y'all are never going to be close that way again, because y'all's friendship was at an immature state in the first place. Right. And so as I mature, and as I evolve, and as I have priorities, and clearly you don't, Martell. Martell is, not necessarily, I don't think, gonna be a friend the way that he may have been a friend when he was younger and they were friends together as couples, in their younger years. I don't see them being, now I'm not saying that they can't be friends again. I don't think that they'll have that level of friendship again.
I totally agree with you. I think too much damage has been done. You done played in my face.
You played in my face. You've lied, disrespect.
You disrespect my family, my wife. You played in my face.
Crossed the line.
You are willing to pick up a mic anytime somebody sticks one in your face.
And
the first conversation you want to have is about me and mine. So it's too much damage. But I think that they can get to a respectable area where, you know what, we're on set.
Yep.
What's up?
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
Like, we're going to keep it moving.
And let's do that.
And I will give, once again, I have to give Marcel that credit. Yeah. He's matured that way. Marcel, like, nigga, I'm only here because my brother asked me to do this.
Right.
Because I care too less.
Right.
About you right about now.
Yeah.
And he has every right to feel the way he's feeling. Like, how many times have we had this round table now where the only thing you want to talk about, Martell, is you, and you. With these three fingers, me. It's never any accountability. Never. And in friendships and in all relationships, where there is value in the friendship or the relationship, there has to be accountability. There is no value in any relationship without accountability. Yep. Some days I'm going to be right, some days I'm going to be wrong. If you can't be that person in that situation, I don't need you as, well, anything in my life other than, hey, how you doing? Keep it respectful, and I don't have nothing for you. Yeah. And so I think that that's going to be the new narrative. Mm-hmm. I think that it definitely will be, they have to get along to some degree because they're going to be gatherings and different things. Mm-hmm. And I think they both will attend. It definitely will never come to where if he's going to be there, I'm not going to be there. Mm-hmm. They're not going to do that. Men really don't do that. Mm-hmm. But Martell, you lost a hell of a friend. And I just think that as the show has been going on, you've lost your friends because you've lost your way. Like, I don't even know. I've always called you petty because when you was married to me, I used to be like, oh, damn, he petty as hell.
Petty.
But you have taken petty to a whole nother level. I see lost, confused. I don't know if you know who the hell you are anymore.
Yeah.
He seems to be very lost, just showing up for the moment, showing up day to day, not really knowing or having any expectations for his life.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm here, I'm hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
And people like that are dangerous people.
Dangerous.
They're dangerous people.
They really are.
They do way more harm than they do help.
Yes.
My concern for his situation is you got kids.
A lot of them. And you want more.
The nerve, but okay, that's, you know what, who am I? But you have kids. They're still growing and learning, and they're looking at you through a very close lens.
Yeah.
And you have a mixture. You have a son that, God forbid, do you want to treat this? Because I don't. Please don't treat women like that, little Martell.
Oh my gosh.
And ladies, do you want men treating your daughters how you treat ladies?
Yeah.
You wouldn't like that.
No.
You know, I always try to tell my son, and I'm not saying he does it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does or don't, but I always try to remind him, Mom, you got a sister, and you know how you feel.
Yeah. Yep.
That part disturbs me. This is televised. These children go to school every day. Their lives are very public. The whole parents' marriage was already very public.
Right.
You're not adding anything for them to heal and grow from.
Yeah.
You're actually setting them back with toxicity. Martell is very immature to me. You are very narcissistic, is all get out. He just reminds me of someone that is so lost in the moment right now that he can't even really see what's going on around him. Nothing is rational to him or irrational to him.
You know, Martell, I really just want him. I feel like he is the type of person to really just need to be in consistent therapy work. He needs to have multiple therapists so he can get different perspectives, you know.
I agree.
Maybe from a woman and a male, or maybe from someone white, someone black. You know, I don't know, but I think that he needs to get on a consistent schedule. I feel like Martell's the type of person to say like, okay, I'll try this thing just because y'all are on my case, and then he's not leaning into the process, and so he's like, I told y'all it doesn't work.
Right.
And instead of just trusting the process and just adding it to his lifestyle and not just a chore that he has to do until he can graduate or just get through it,
right.
I think that would really be beneficial for him, because he thinks that I think he's just now coming to, and we've seen even some of this on this season, the realization of the breakdown of his marriage and how he's still coping with it and dealing with it. And I don't think that he thinks that he did any wrong outside of that, like in his friendships or in his business relationships or just there's so many other layers to a human's life besides their love relationship. Right. That's only one relationship.
One aspect
There's
of
so
your
many
life.
other relationships that you have during a life cycle that your, you know, view of life and your trauma or your life events that have affected you to act the way that you act affects. It's not just your love life that was affected from you going through all of this. And I don't think that he's there yet. Obviously, I want to continue to give Martell grace, but I'm going to have to give you grace after you start ruining everybody else's day. Tabitha Brown said, if you can't have a good day, don't you go messing up someone else's. And Martell, he does that. And it is just so unfair.
It is. It's horrible.
I need him to get a grip on it. I need somebody to do some interventions
with him.
It's just getting bad. It's
getting
agree.
Ugly.
And do it for your kids. If you don't want to do it for yourself, I mean, at least do it for them.
Because you all don't.
It's a train wreck, Martell. Get it together.
Yeah, it is. It's messy.
Okay, so I think that, are we done? I feel like this was a lot in this episode.
It was a lot. The episode wore me out.
I'm excited for next week. I feel like
so excited for next week.
The little sneak peek that they gave us, I'm like, okay, I'm excited for next week. So before we end, you know, my mom always wants to give a little words of encouragement.
I do. What I want to take from this week's episode and what I want to say as far as encouraging anyone else, as you live life, there's always going to be trials and tribulations. We're either going in or coming out. Know that we're not made to handle everything by ourselves. Mm-hmm. Love yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm in this. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. It's okay to not have the answers. And it's okay to say, I don't know what to do, and let me consult with someone else that can sit and listen to me and help me figure this thing out. You know, we're human beings. Life is shooting us from our areas, our angles every day. So we're not expected to know everything. And there's no shame in saying, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, this train wreck has crashed and I need some help. I need to talk to someone. I need to take 5 out and love on myself, because when you do that, that's exactly what you're doing. You're not doing it for really anyone else. You're doing it to say, I need to get myself together because these other people do depend on me. And when you're not able to gather yourself and take that time for yourself, you are no good to no one else. Everything else, I promise you, is half done. So my advice this week is to make sure that we're not so caught up in, I can do everything myself, because we can't. We're not made to do everything by ourselves. Surround yourself with whatever tools and help that you need to make the best life for you. Because at the end of the day, you deserve. You deserve. Know that. If no one else has ever told you that. You deserve the most amazing you that you can be. So that's my advice to anyone. If you're going through this, get some help, get some resources, get some tools, and save yourself, because people are dependent on you. That's it, guys. See you next week.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, this was so much fun. We can't wait to do it again next week. Make sure you guys tune in and make sure you watch Love and Marriage.
It's going to be a really great episode.
It's going to be a good episode next week. And right after you finish Love and Marriage, come back to our channel so we can talk about it.
Bye, guys.
You guys
take care.